After Utah went up by 21 in the third quarter of Game 2, the Clippers threw them a different defensive look that shifted momentum. The Jazz say they played into it with mistakes on both ends. Rick Egan, the Salt Lake Tribune LA Clippers guard Paul George 13, defends Utah Jazz guard Jordan Clarkson 0-0 Game 2 of the Western Conference Semifinals at Vivint Arena, on Thursday, June 10, 2021. When Joe Ingles made a layup at the 9:27 mark of the third quarter of Thursday night's Game 2 against the Clippers, the Utah Jazz were up 76-55 and looking primed to run their opponents right out of Vivint Arena. Then, however, in perhaps a last-ditch, kitchen sink, try literally anything effort to slow the Jazz's offense, LA coach Ty Lue had his team deploy a zone. And it promptly took the Jazz out of the one they'd been in offensively. Utah's next 7 possessions consisted of 6 missed shots and a shot clock violation, as they went scoreless for 3:31. At the start of the fourth quarter, the Jazz went cold again, managing just 2 points in the first 3.5 minutes of the period. The Clippers wound up playing zone for 22 possessions, and the Jazz scored on just 5 of them, though they still eventually wound up with a 117-111 win. Given that zone defenses are typically susceptible to outside shooting, which happens to be a Jazz forte, why did Utah struggle so much against it? Well, for one thing, they were caught off guard by it and rusty with it. "I mean, we haven't seen zone for a long time," said Joe Ingles. As a result, there was a lot of standing around, not enough driving and kicking, not enough ball movement. Utah wound up with only 15 assists on 42 made baskets in Game 2. When they played zone, I thought our spacing broke down. And anytime you're not spaced, it's tough to move the ball, said coach Quin Snyder. "We've been very good against zone over the course of the year, but I thought that affected us mentally. We got stagnant, they slowed us up, and credit to Ty Lue and his staff for doing that," added Donovan Mitchell. Still, while fans bemoaned the shot selection, as Utah settled for casually launching threes over and over, the Jazz acknowledged they were compounding their offensive problems by being LAX on the other end, too. "More than anything, we stopped getting stops, and then were not able to push the ball up the court and play instinctively," said Snyder. "Give them credit, they were converting, we weren't very efficient on offense, and usually that hurts your defense." And it did. Jazz Clippers Series Schedule Game 1, Jazz 112, Clippers 109 Game 2, Jazz 117, Clippers 111 Game 3, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. MT, at Los Angeles, ABC Game 4, June 14, 8 p.m.